Salve. Let's play some Total War Rome Remastered. So, turns out, plans change, and also no plan survives first contact with the enemy, but for me, importantly, this plan didn't really survive first contact with arse. Look, it's a funny joke, I'm not going to stop making it as long as there's anything related to this town in the game, and were I to invade Hispania, I would make Ars the capital of Hispania. Just putting it out there for everyone to know. That's my kind of humour. Anyways, we're not going to invade Iberia's arse, apparently. Instead, the Senate has called us to take the fight to the Carthaginians. The Carthaginians, in turn, requested peace from me in exchange for a pittance of like 2,000 or 3,000 denarii, which is nothing. I do not accept that. Now, the situation in Palma and the situation in Margo has stabilized, at least for now, and I've decided to take the... Is it 4 legions that I have? Yes, it's 4... plus the 5th one from Syracuse, which is just a reinforcing legion of sorts, and invade Carthage. Invade Utica, Aspis, and the capital of the Carthaginian Empire, Carthage proper. That is the decision I've made. The campaign for Iberia will have to wait. I'm assuming that the Carthaginians will move their capital to Carthago Nova, or Hispalis maybe, some settlement over here, and eventually we will have to come over here and fight the Carthaginians in Iberia, but until then, I think I don't really have much of a choice. I mean, the Senate asks that we take the fight to the capital of Carthage immediately, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Plus, I've realised that the Let's Play has gone for a fair while already, and I don't really want to make this into a 1,000 episodes kind of thing, and so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to lay siege to Carthage, take over the capital, and end the Let's Play pretty much there. Unless, something unpredictable happens, and we'll see. But that's sort of my idea to finalise at least this chapter of the Let's Play, if not more. We will see how it goes, though. Like I said, it depends on how much you guys like it and how popular it gets on the channel, and if there's requests to continue playing and to do more, then yeah, sure, I'm happy to oblige. But if not, I think that this sort of it'll complete a sort of mini-series and a mini-campaign that I'm going to be pretty proud of, so yeah. And like I said previously, it showcases more or less perfectly everything I wanted to showcase about, well, about this sort of challenge, about the Scipii, about Mundum Vincere, the mod, and no, I'm not going to stop pronouncing it the annoying way, just because it also happens to be the correct way. I understand that the accent and the what are they called? The long vowels, I think? Vowel lengths? I think that's what they're called, grammatically speaking. Might be a bit annoying to some, but it's how the Romans would pronounce it, so take it up with them, I guess. Anyways, small Carthaginian navy here. Navy, it's 1 boat with 43 men in it. I'm going to try and drive them off and just leave these islands be and basically just head down south to, or southeast towards Carthage and land our armies there. And this is especially made possible due to my peace with Epirus, or rather Epirus becoming my protectorate, so now I'm pretty stoked about that. And for once, I'm not following my own advice, and I'm drinking something. Try again, Juggernaut, this time with proper pronunciation. Something other than water. Yeah, this is what they offered last time as well. Like 4,000 denarii and a ceasefire. Nah, I'm afraid not. Instead, I think I'm going to take your capital, and you're going to like it. Yeah. Oh, there's a town called Arsa as well. Ars and Arsa. I'm having too much fun with this game, let me tell you that right now. And it's not just because of the towns, it's because of the entire Let's Play. I absolutely love this, right? I mean, just generally the whole role-playing thing. I'm not going to adopt anyone else. Just generally, like, this whole thing, right? I absolutely love it. The fact that we've made up, like, a title of Governor of Sicily and Governor of Sardinia and Corsica and stuff like that. We have these, like, stories behind all the characters, and they're reflected in their traits and the family tree and stuff like that. I really, really like all of that. I really do. And yeah, like I said, I'm just really happy with the way this is going. Now, of course, that also means that you. How do I deal with this? I think I should detach this. You didn't happen to take the... No, you didn't. Okay. There we go, that'll do, and keep going, I guess. Fight this navy too. And blockade Carthage right afterwards. Good. I tried to take a few turns of just doing nothing to let the Brutii and the Julii begin, I guess, in some sense, like begin doing what they need to do. Start growing the empire and all of that, but now they're just super slow about it. They're doing absolutely nothing, so yeah. By the way, I've noticed something, and I feel like I'm now going to notice it for a long while, and I need to apologize for it. But I'm almost tempted to not mention it, because it's one of those things that... Sorry. Grab a drink. Something in my throat. I was going to enter while I sort out my vocal cords, which don't appear to be listening to me for some reason. I've noticed something, and it's one of those things that once you hear it and once I tell you about it, you're not going to be able to unhear it, and you're going to look for it, and it's going to be very annoying. It's kind of like anti-aliasing. Until you pay attention to what it is, you don't really care about it. Yeah, so here's the thing. I've noticed that in the last few weeks or so, maybe the last 2 weeks, I've started aspirating S a lot, the sound S. And I've tried to fix that, both in my own speech, but when you become aware of it, and you become aware of how you speak, you tend to overcompensate or just put more emphasis on the mistake that you're making, and it becomes a big problem. And the only reason why I've noticed it is I've had a de-esser, which it sounds funny, but it literally just reduces the sound S in the microphone, and you'd be shocked how many microphones come with a built-in de-esser. At least some level of it. Why? Because microphones, due to the entire technology and how they're constructed, tend to pick up those syllables and those vibrating, hissing sounds a lot more loudly and a lot more prominently than our ears tend to do. Right? So you sound worse in a microphone, and for example over your phone or something, than you do in real life. And that's not just you imagining things, that is genuinely how it works. You sound a lot more natural, and you sound a lot better in real life, so don't worry about it. That said, it would be disingenuous of me if I didn't say that for 99% of my career on YouTube and my public speaking career, whether it be conferences, whether it be schoolwork, university work, whatever, I've not received nothing. I've received nothing, sorry, but praise for the way I speak and the way I sound. It would be disingenuous for me to say that people have told me, oh, you need to fix this or that. I've, in fact, had only one person in real life tell me about needing to do something about my voice, to change something. Actually, was it two? No, it was actually technically only two people have ever told me that I need to change something about the way I speak. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be disingenuous, like I say, to claim that, I don't know, I don't have a great speaking voice or whatever, and that I know that my voice annoys people. The accent sometimes does, but tough luck, right? What do you want me to do about it? But what I mean is, like, generally the tone of voice, the manner of speaking, and etc., etc., I've received nothing but praise for it from a lot of different people in a lot of different fields, and it feels awesome. It really does. It's a natural thing. It's not something I've worked on very much. It comes partially a little bit through experience, but a lot of it does come naturally, and I take no credit for it, right? It's kind of like being born tall. Thanks, I guess, but it's not something I did, right? If I have a genetic predisposition to become tall, it's not something I achieved through my work and effort, so as a result, you don't really take pride in it or anything. I certainly don't, but I like using that gift, quote-unquote, to, well, share videos like this with people, if that makes sense. And the reason I'm going on this tangent to begin with, to be brutally honest with you, is because there's nothing to do for a few turns until we get to Carthage. And so I'd like to take, you know, these few minutes, I guess, to talk about that, for example. Or for a little while. And, yeah. Basically, do you just block yourself way to the port? Okay. But basically, considering I do speak a lot, both in my job professionally, I do need to hold speeches occasionally, and on YouTube I spend pretty much most of the day talking to myself in and with a microphone, I do want to get things perfect. I want to get better at pronouncing things, I want to get better with my vocabulary, with my tone of voice. I want to make sure I have the good audio equipment. I want to make sure I have all the filters set up nicely and stuff, and sometimes you make mistakes, okay? So I added some filters, and I added this thing called a de-esser, because I've noticed that I'm overpronouncing S occasionally, and that it isn't helped by the fact that the microphone picks it up more than the human ear. So I added a de-esser in the last few videos of Mass Effect and the last few videos of, at least the last few I've recorded. These were probably a while ago for you, a couple of weeks ago, like a week or so ago, for you of Bioshock. And what happened is if you put too much de-esser on a microphone recording, you start up ending, instead of an S sound, you end with a TH sound, like a lisp. So you instead of sound, you go sounds, or ums. That's what it sounds like. And you end up sounding like you have some sort of speech defect, which is really funny, because you're trying to correct a small imperfection and you end up doing something much, much worse. To the way you sound. It's really funny to me, at least. But I've overcorrected on a couple of videos, and I've noticed that it only happens in some words, and if you try and create like a sample of you testing it out, it may sound great, and then after that, it's gonna sound horrible, because it doesn't pick up every word equally, and you don't pronounce every word equally. And then sometimes it'll be great, sometimes it won't. So it's really difficult to get it right, because in order to test it, you need to really, like, record a 45-minute long episode of something, you know, and then you need to listen through the whole thing in order to get the real, quote-unquote, answer for whether you're doing a good job or not with the effects and stuff. So I swear to you, this has a point, this is going somewhere. And the point is, now I've tried sort of correcting things and made a mistake, overcorrected, tried to fix that, went back a little bit, and I've noticed that the problem isn't so much with the effects and stuff, it's more with me. And I've noticed that I've been doing that with specifically the S sound for pretty much my whole life, and that now that I'm trying to really, you know, take the whole audio experience and speaking and everything to the next level, like one step above to where it was, and I genuinely try to improve my videos and try to improve the channel for you guys, try and add more effects, try and make the commentary better, try and make better videos in general, do better editing, etc, etc. So I've noticed now that when I've tried to do all that, when I've focused on that more, I noticed that I have a bit of a weird way of pronouncing S. And now that I've said it, you're probably going to just listen for it, and I'm trying my hardest not to pronounce it normally, right, especially now. But I think I put a little bit too much emphasis on it when I say something. So when I say something, see, people I think usually put a little bit less. And I've realized today, I've done a bit of digging, and I've realized that there's an anatomical reason for that. The structure of your teeth and your jaw have something to do with that. So it's not something you can fix consciously, and yet I've been trying to do it for like a week now. Both via software and via changing how I speak and trying to, you know, tone it down a little bit and stuff, and I've realized that I physically cannot do it. Which is kind of funny. But, yeah. So there you go. Now that I told you about it, you're probably going to listen more for it, and you're going to hear it more often. But, yeah, I guess you're kind of cursed with that knowledge now, I suppose. I don't know.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, I will give you, some money. Well, that was a really bad one. Some money. Yeah, I'll give you a bit of money to see where your, towns are and things. Okay. Okay. Not bad overall. Okay. Made a map information, you want a bit of money too? Yeah, fine, there you go. Holy hell, the Scythian Empire is massive. Mind you, it's not so much that their empire is massive, it's just that the territories that their towns hold is pretty big. Okay. I mean, what else can I say? Okay. Tell you what. Why don't we, why don't we head towards that general direction, let's say. Through some Antian territory and into some barbarian tribes up there. And here we go. We may begin landing our troops at the north of Sicily. Sicily? North of Africa. First in line would be Utica and Libyan spearmen. Okay. It's a minor city. I don't want a ram. I want 4 siege towers. Yeah, just 4 siege towers, and then next turn we can attack. Gaius the Harsh. I guess his troops don't exactly love what he's doing. Julianus Victor is going to land right outside Carthage, and he's going to besiege it. Here, considering he doesn't have any siege equipment, might not be a bad idea to build 2 sap points, 3 rams, and then... Ooh, okay, we're gonna have a massive battle outside of Carthage. War elephants, regular elephants, more war elephants, and more regular elephants. 2 units of Sacred Band. Okay.
Set sail, ready to sail.
That is a problem. That is definitely a problem.
Sir. Ready to sail.
Okay.
Aye, Captain. Aye, Captain. Ready. Fleet ready.
How do I do this?
Aye, aye.
I think
Ready to sail.
the way to go about this would be...
Ready to sail. Fleet ready. Fleet ready. Aye,
Are you
Captain.
both... Oh, you're both experienced naval commanders, which is why you can't get... Ah, okay.
Ready. Fleet ready. Aye, Captain.
Yeah, there we go.
Fleet cannot go there.
Basically, I want to merge all these navies into two really big and powerful ones, and then everyone else can sort of... You know.
Fleet ready. Aye, Captain. Fleet ready. Fleet ready. Fleet ready. Ready to sail.
Yeah, like that. Okay, that works. So, one legion in the back as reinforcements, and
Engage the enemy.
these towns, I guess, we're gonna besiege and fight slowly. Added for adoption, no thank you, and I think that's about it. So, that's a big problem right there. This army is a big problem. Let's just end turn.
Moving. Out of moves, sir.
Yeah, let's just end turn. Have the diplomats go wherever. They've kind of done their jobs already, if I'm honest. Like, they're mostly done with everything. At least from what I can see. We have a load of map information, we have loads of trade agreements. Getting more doesn't really help the economy. And so, as a result, they can just wander around, they're not that important anymore. They will be if I want to, like, negotiate peace, or, I don't know, bribe certain people, stuff like that, but other than that, they're not that important anymore. Now, that huge that massive Carthaginian army is gonna be a problem. Not so much for the sacred bands, I can work with that sort of, kind of. More so the war elephants.
Sir, engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir.
It was just one ballista. That's gonna be enough, though, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be enough. Okay. Let's begin with attacking Utica, I think. And then...
Imperator.
Yeah, let's attack Utica. There you go. Very few losses. Practically nothing, actually. I think we took some casualties with the ballista, did we? Yeah, 10 men on the ballista died. Auto resolve. Get rid of this temple to Melkart. Instead, I'm going to put down a temple to Saturn. Yeah, temple to Saturn. Retrain these guys. And unfortunately, the barracks is damaged, so I can't build a town watch unit, but that's fine. I'm going to do that next turn. And then... suppose you go here and you put down a watchtower. And then this I'm also okay with attacking. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't want to lose any valuable troops. Yeah, I'm going to fight this manually off camera in a bit.
Ready to sail. Aye, Captain.
get rid of all of the Carthaginian navies that are still hanging about.
Fleet ready. General.
Then we have the Siege of Carthage. Well, I'm going to build a few more siege towers just to have that as an option, I guess, but... Death stalks the land. What? Masana? No! No, that was one heck of a sound. Oh, I apologize. No! There's a plague in Masana? Christ almighty, no! That's my favourite settlement. I mean, I guess now it's back to Syracuse, isn't it? God damn it. That is highly unfortunate, that. Yeah, Syracuse can now even produce more advanced units than the other... kinda, not really. We do have Scorpions over there. But this is gonna paralyze the war effort, because now Masana can't move and can't do anything. I guess Syracuse always remains as the secondary option, but... yeah. Okay, how do we deal with this? I think a good option is to disembark the Legion of Captain Luca right here. And after we take Carthage, we go after this army. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's do that. Let's take Carthage, take Aspis, and then fight this army. And honestly, I'm happy with just calling it there, if that makes any sense. Oh, well, obviously this army needs to go down here to Hardamentum and take that over too, which is a large town. Alright, fair enough. Expected to be a bit bigger. But okay. And obviously the this legion, the backup legion, will be given to Flavius Scipio if he proves himself well in the actual siege of Carthage itself, because, you know, he's done well in assisting with the army and all those things for the siege of for the conquest of the Balearic Isles. I think we can definitely rely on him, shall we say, for future campaigns. And have him take command of his own men. Okay, so first of all, Aspis, off camera, then Carthage in sort of short bits, and then we're off to fight the biggest Carthaginian army there is, probably, and the most advanced one, certainly. And after we've defeated that, I think the series will be in a natural spot to sort of bring it to a conclusion. Alright, let's do that. And here is the Siege of Carthage. No general speech because, well, it feels wrong considering the siege is basically just a glorified peaceful occupation of it, with minor resistance. There is no real major battle for the city itself. It's defended by, what, 2 blocks of slingers and the heir of the Carthaginian throne, but like I said, it feels wrong. Having a grandiose speech about how we're going to stick it to the Carthaginians while doing this, because, well, if we're honest, we're not. We're just, I mean, we are occupying their capital, and it is going to be a massive recruitment center. The city has around 20,000 people in it. So obviously maintaining public order here is going to be ever so slightly difficult. The largest building, and this is actually something to consider, the largest and the tallest building in the city is the Temple of Baal. And as soon as we occupy the city, that's the first thing that's coming down, so, yeah, I don't think they're exactly gonna be overly happy with the way we do things in Rome, but, you know, not much we can do about that. Anyways, the siege towers are moving in place. This is just more of a cinematic conquest of the city rather than an actually challenging one, but it has to happen. So here we go. And the defending forces have managed to destroy one of the siege towers, but the sappers, on the other hand, have reached the walls, and they've begun working on destroying those. And any second now, the doors of the siege tower will open to reveal a load of bloodthirsty Hastati jumping off the ramp to secure the capital of Carthage and rid Rome of its mortal enemy. On the other hand, the engineers have managed to complete the mine and destroy the town's walls over on this end. And in doing so, they've taken no casualties, so sappers are really, really good. Just saying. We have the other starter unit get involved too, and we're going to start, or other starter units get involved too, and I'm going to start charging through the newly formed gaps in the walls. Of course, we're going to take some losses from the towers doing so, but oh well. And I think we can use this unit to go around and start capturing all the towers. And this unit is at
Our soldiers have captured the walls.
oh, there's still more.
Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
Looks like we're going to have our first proper melee fight against the defenders in the streets. I did attack at night, by the way, just to try and catch even the few defenders that are left in the town or in the city completely off guard, but look at that. That looks good. Man, for its age, considering that a lot of these animations and stuff were made in, like, what, 2005, 2006, something like that, this game looks great. I mean, yeah, this is Rome Remastered, it's new, but the game looked more or less like this back in 2005-06, so, yeah. It's really epic. I mean, you get these epic scenes of attacking cities and taking over and such. It's, it is one of a kind, definitely. Okay, let's go up the thing, and I've never seen a unit capture towers like this. It makes a lot of sense, but never seen them do anything like this. Oh well. Important thing is that we get the Scipii flag over all of the gateways and such. And we can start running towards the town centre. And of course, the toughest part of the enemy's defense will be the general's bodyguard, and they've decided to take the fight in the streets pretty much, rather than wait for us to get to the town centre, or the city centre. And they've attacked us here, but it's not going to do them much good. We are taking some losses, but it's just Hastati. They're as I hate to admit it, rather expendable units, especially when attacking a massive city like this. So, yeah. Also moving with the Equite around the other flank to attack these guys in the rear. And that's going to be pretty much the end of the Carthaginians. At least in their capital.
The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
And here we go. These would be pretty much the last of the defenders. In front of, I must say, a really nice looking temple. I have to remember some of these design solutions and such, and repeat them when we, you know, tear it down and replace the deity that is being worshipped here. Anyways, that was the quick and easy occupation of Carthage. A nice looking city, if I have to admit myself. But now, that leaves us with a difficult question. What do we do with it? And of course, by what do we do with it, I mean, do we just occupy it, enslave it, or exterminate it? If we go with exterminate, it'll exterminate 15,000 of the people living inside Carthage, and there's 20,000 living there currently. If we just enslave them, it will enslave 10,000 people. But I have to go with the historically accurate option, even though it's economically and in every other sense the worst one. We have to exterminate the city. However, that does mean that there will be fewer people to complain once we replace the shrine, and we can actually put a shrine to voice, sorry. I'm having problems with that all day, and there'll be less people to complain once we replace it with a shrine to Vulcan. So, I guess, silver lining in everything, right? Then, of course, obviously, Flavius Scipio, following a very successful campaign in both the Balearic Isles and over here, is given command of his own legion. And other than that, I think we're all pretty happy with what just happened, well, apart from the Carthaginians, but they don't get a say in the matter, obviously. As for this legion, I'm going to give them a Scorpion, but I also want a Town Watch unit for Carthage itself. So we're going to recruit that. We have some taxation issues, or we have some public order issues over here. Aspis rioted for a little bit, which is why I'm taking this legion back to Syracuse to replenish it. So, yeah. Right now, I need to find out where that army... Oh yeah, this was, I took the legion from Hardamentum to garrison Aspis. Anyways, like I was saying, we now need to figure out where that army from over here went. And I can tell you, it probably went somewhere down south. Towards Hardamentum to, I would assume, establish a new capital, try and fight back and try and take back some of their towns, or wait for reinforcements or something along those lines, but, well, none of that will help them. Because now we've established a presence here, and very soon, once all these towns are in order, we're going to be able to reinforce and recruit new units from this region, so at that point we become pretty much unstoppable, and we have our foot in the door, proverbially. Means that from here we can start expanding all across North Africa in both directions. And we certainly have the manpower to do it, and we have the money to do it as well, because like I said, the beauty of controlling islands that are virtually untouchable is that, well, you can just keep them safe with nothing more than a couple of ships. But that is it for now, unless this army does something, you know, rather epic and mounts some sort of comeback. I think that's a good place to end the episode, and probably end the series. Again, I'll see how the next few bits play out, but Anyways, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you want me to continue, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on the channel, throw down a like and a subscription down below. It really helps the channel out. And of course, if you're feeling particularly generous, there is options of donating to the Patreon or becoming a channel member or something along those lines for you, but by no means compelled to do so. All proceeds go to making the channel a better place and producing more videos and high quality videos for you guys. Anywho, that's been it for this episode, and by all accounts probably this series, as we've taken Carthage, we've salted the earth, we've stuck it to the Carthaginians, as they say, and we've won the Punic Wars. So yeah, I think I showed off the channel and showed off the challenge, how it can be really fun just relying on the AI to do all your construction for you. You can also rely on it to do all your recruitment for you, but I don't like that. I prefer having control over my army compositions and stuff. Though, like I said, it is an option if you want to try it. It can be pretty fun too. Anyways, that's more or less it from me for this video, and we'll see you all next time. Until then, have fun, take care, bye-bye. Oh, and as it turns out, I do have just a tiny little update for you as to what happened with the large elephant army. They decided to board a ship somewhere south of Hardamentum. I didn't see them, but I realized they came up here later, and I think they gathered up forces somewhere down here and wanted to land at Carthage to take back the capital, but I fought them off with a navy. There were like 7 or 8 ships here in total, I think, but I've been fighting them for the last few turns, chasing them down with both this navy and the 2 Quin Marines that the Senate just gave me in Capua. So yeah, they have just 46 men left on this boat, and after that the entire elephant army is going down into the drink. That's about it.